Hello everyone. Today in this video I am going to tell you what is black fungus and how to protect ourselves from this deadly infection. So before entering into the video, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the like button and share the video and do comment in the comment box. So let's move into the video. So firstly you can see the word zygomycosis. Zygomycosis. Zygomycosis is the first name for this black fungus. Then later the zygomycosis term has changed to mucormycosis, which is now it is called as black fungus. And this zygomycosis or mucormycosis or black fungus, it is a rare fungal infection. This is not a common infection and it is not seen in everyone. It is a very rare fungal infection. And it is serious infection for the immune system, for weak immune system persons. That means if your immune system is low, or if your immune system is not working properly, or if you are an immune compromised person, then only you are having a chances to get this infection. This is the very serious infection for the people whose immune system is not working properly. So next, and mucormycetes. Mucormycetes is the name of the fungus. Mucormycetes is the name of the fungus which is producing these molds. What are these molds? These molds are the woolly growth. Okay, this black fungus, what we are calling it as black fungus, this black fungus grows in the form of molds. And how these molds look like? These molds look like some woolly growth or cottony growth, and this woolly growth or cottony growth is produced by two species of fungus, and one is Rhizophus species and another one is the Mucor species. And next, so here you can see where this fungus will grow. This fungus grows everywhere. This lives everywhere in this environment. Particularly it lives in the high moisture areas. Wherever high moisture is present, this fungus will grow there. And examples I have given here: leaking roof ceilings, walls, pipes, vegetables and food, and dead and decaying matter. If you have not stored the vegetables and food at a proper temperature, then they will get decomposed, and as a result the black fungus will grow on these vegetables and food. And dead and decaying matter, and wherever leaking of water, usually we will see this leaking of roof ceilings in the homes and in offices, and walls and pipes. Here in these areas, chances are there you can find this black fungus. I have provided here an image. You can see here in this image. Okay, this part, this is the ceiling of the room, and here you can see the black fungus, and this is walls. Okay, here is the pipe and there is a leakage here, and here you can see the black fungus here. And you can see here the fungus has grown on the vegetables also. These are tomatoes, and here you can see the fungus has grown on these vegetables. And here you can see these oranges. Okay, here also you can see the fungus has contaminated all this food material. Okay, so now what are the types of this infection? Here we are having 5 types of infection. First one is rhinocerebral. That means it will infect this from it will enter from nose, and it will infect the brain part. Pulmonary means that will infect the lungs. Cutaneous means it is superficial. That means the outermost layer of the body, or you can say it will infect the superficial layer of our body, skin. And gastrointestinal, that means the stomach and intestines, and disseminated, it means it will spread all over the body. So infection, it can infect the nose and brain part, or it can infect the lungs, or it can infect the outermost layer of our body, skin. And it can infect the stomach and intestines, or it can spread all over the body. Okay, so if it infects nose and brain, that is called as rhinocerebral. If it infects only lungs, then that is called as pulmonary mucormycosis. If it infects the skin, then outermost layer, it is called as cutaneous mucormycosis. And if it infects the stomach and intestines, then that is called as gastrointestinal mucormycosis. And if it spreads all over the body, then it is called as disseminated mucormycosis. So these are the 5 types of mucormycosis. And next, first see about what is rhinocerebral. Rhinocerebral is in case of rhinocerebral, we can find this following symptoms. One side face swelling, and we can see the headache and nasal congestion, because the virus, the fungus will grow inside the nose, and black lesions inside the mouth, particularly near the palate bone, and it is more serious condition inside the mouth and the upper part. We are having the palate bone. You can find the images in the net. Okay, so in case of rhinocerebral, we are having this following symptoms. You can see the image here. See, like this, it will the infection, the fungus will enter into the nose, and it will spread to the brain. So this is an example picture for the rhinocerebral infection. And next one is the pulmonary. Pulmonary means lungs. So in case of lungs, whenever our lungs are infected with this mucormycosis, we are having a symptoms of fever. That means rise in the temperature, cough, and pain in the chest, and shortness of breath, because it is infecting the lungs. And we can find that one in the CT scan like this. Right. Next, cutaneous. That means above the skin or the superficial layer. Okay, it will infect the skin layer. If it infects the skin, then we can find this following symptoms. That is blisters. Above the skin, we can see the blisters or some ulcers, and this will result in the pain and redness around the wound, and the infected area turns black. You can see how that infected area turns black in this image. See here, you can see the infected area completely is turning into the black, because here the fungus grows and it looks black in color. Okay, and all these infections are called as the cutaneous mucormycosis. Right. And the next type of infection is the gastrointestinal mucormycosis. Gastrointestinal mucormycosis means it will infect the stomach and intestine parts, and here when we got that infection, we will have an abdominal pain and nausea and vomitings, and there will be a gastrointestinal bleeding also, because it will damage the cells of this epithelial cells of the stomach and intestine, and it results in the bleeding, internal hemorrhage. So you can see here in this image, see, this is the intestine, and here you can see the fungus is growing in the intestine. So next is disseminated mucormycosis. Disseminated mucormycosis means it will spread all over the body or all over the organ. It spreads all over the organ or completely body. Then it is not related to one particular place. Like rhinocerebral, it is related for only nose and brain. Gastrointestinal mucormycosis means it is related only for the stomach and intestines, and pulmonary means it is limited only for the lungs. But disseminated means it spreads all over the body, and it is serious for the IC persons. IC means immunocompromised persons. For example, HIV patients whose immune system will not work properly. Okay, so for such type of persons, this black fungus is a very serious infection. And nowadays COVID-19 patients also are having this black fungus, because their immune system is also not working properly. Already the immune system is working, fighting with the coronavirus, and at the same time this black fungus will take such situation as an opportunity. We can call this black fungus as a opportunistic fungus, because it is present everywhere in this environment, but it will not cause the disease when we are healthy. It will cause disease to us when our immune system goes weak. That means it waits for a chance. Whenever it gets an opportunity, it tries to attack our body, and it will infect our body. Okay, so it is serious for the immunocompromised persons, and if this mucormycosis, if we get it to the brain, then it leads to the coma. Okay, so cerebral infection or brain infection, it is very dangerous, and finally it can leads to coma. And how we are going to diagnose this one? We are going to diagnose this one with the help of biopsy. With the help of biopsy, that means we will collect the tissue wherever from the infected site, if it is the skin layer, or if it is the brain layer, or if it is the nose, wherever the person got infected, we will collect the tissue with the biopsy procedure, and we will perform the culture. We will collect the samples, and we will perform culture in the microbiology lab, and we will perform some blood tests, and we will also perform the CT scan. So let's see about these things. First one is biopsy. Biopsy means, as I have told you already, we will collect the tissues from the infected area, wherever the person is infected, whether it is the nose or brain or lungs, intestine or skin layers. Wherever the person got infection, from that particular area we will collect the biopsy, and we will stain it, and we will observe for the molds. Okay, and next one is a culture. We are doing it in the microbiology laboratory. We will collect the serum or plasma. We will collect the blood, and we will separate serum or plasma, and we are also collecting the pleural fluid, that is a fluid which is present around the lungs, and another one more fluid, that is urine. With the help of these three types of fluids, we will perform the culture, and inside the culture we will observe whether the fungus is growing or not inside the culture. Okay, and next one is the blood test, and inside the blood test we will observe the following things. First one is the complete blood cell count. That means we will count here total RBC, total WBC, and total platelets cells. We will count those three types of cells. And specifically in the mucormycosis, we can see the neutropenia, that means a decreased neutrophil count. Neutrophil count will be decreased, and iron levels also will decrease, because as I have told you, this mucormycosis will cause blisters, ulcers, and internal bleeding in the case of gastrointestinal. So there will be a blood loss. When there is a blood loss, automatically RBC count will go down, and as a result HB will go down, and as a result iron level also will go down. And what about this blood glucose? See, increased blood glucose will cause damage to the tissues. It will result in the formation of the plaques, and which will result finally in the clots. If there are clots inside the blood vessels, then it will result in the obstruction of the blood flow. Blood flow will be obstructed, and as a result oxygen is not delivered properly for the tissues. O2 is not delivered properly to the tissues because blood flow is obstructed. Why blood flow is obstructed? Because of the formation of the clots. Whenever there is an increased blood glucose inside the concentration of blood glucose is increased inside the blood, it results in the formation of the plaques, and it will result in the formation of clots. As a result, blood flow will be decreased, and as a result O2 is not delivered properly to the tissues. When O2 is not delivered properly to the tissue will die. When the tissue dies, it is an opportunity for the black fungus to grow. So in this way, this mucormycosis it is also affecting the corona patients, because in the corona patients there is a lack of oxygen. Oxygen is see here, I will show you. See, in the corona patients, what is happening? Corona patients they can't breathe properly. Okay, their breathing capacity has decreased. As a result, O2 is not entering into the lungs properly, and it is not delivered at tissues properly. When tissues are not getting sufficient amount of O2, the tissue will die. When the tissue dies, it is an opportunity for this black fungus. This is what happening inside the corona cases. Okay, the oxygen carrying capacity is decreased in the corona cases. When oxygen carrying capacity has decreased, automatically at the tissue level the O2 concentration decreases, and when O2 is not supplied properly, the tissues will die. When the tissues will die, the black fungus will get an opportunity to grow there. In this way, the COVID-19 patients are getting infected with this black fungus. So let's see. And another one more diagnosis, that is a CT scan. When you perform the CT scan of the lungs, in that CT scan you can see some nodules and some cavities, and you can also see some pleural effusion has taken place, and some wedge shaped shadows, and invasion of the blood vessels into the lungs you can see here. And treatment choice is amphotericin B. I want to tell you one thing here: don't use this medicine without the guidance of the doctor or without the prescription of the doctor. As I am telling in this video, this is the choice of treatment, but it doesn't mean that you have to use this medicine whenever you are infected with this black fungus. Please do take the suggestion from your doctor. Okay, so choice of treatment is amphotericin B, posaconazole, and isavuconazole. Please take the suggestion from your doctor, then go for the medicine. And how to protect ourselves from this deadly infection. Okay, so let's see here. We have to wash our hands frequently with the sanitizer or with the soap, and whenever you are working or whenever you are at outside, please avoid touching your face and nose and mouth, and wear mask properly, and try to avoid the dust areas, because this black fungus will grow only in the high moisture areas or near the dusty areas and near dead and decaying organic, wherever we are decomposing this dead and decaying animal carcasses. In such places, chances are that this black fungus will grow there. So please try to avoid this dusty areas. Okay, thank you everyone for watching my video. We will meet in the next video with some interesting topic. Thank you.